All right, so have you seen this yet?
I've seen part of it.
Okay,
And honestly, I will say this up front: it can't possibly be worse than 7 dudes doing an Irish jig to float a rock.
No. Okay, I'll tell you this right now. My full-on, like, non-spoiler, whatever. Well, there's no spoilers if you've seen Avatar, but like, my thoughts on this is the actors look good, the cinematography looks good, the music sounds good. It's all about the plot. It's all about the story and what they change.
Does the bending look good?
The few shots that we see of bending, like the air bending, yes.
Okay.
So I'll show you when we get to it, but there's not a ton of bending in the trailer. But the bending that I've seen looks okay. I wouldn't say it looks amazing, but it doesn't look bad. So I mean, it's really hard to do that the right way. But without further ado,
my cursor.
Time.
Thousand's comment.
Yep.
Time is a funny thing.
Can you pause real quick?
I like the aesthetic so far, and like the music, the atmosphere.
Like the aesthetic. I like the fact that they're using this now the sitar, biwa, but I don't like the way that the Southern Air Temple looks.
This is supposed to be the Southern Air Temple, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look right. It's supposed to like, it's like a. I mean, it would look good if it weren't supposed to look like something else. I'll give it that.
Exactly. Like if it was just like this was the first time you're seeing this, then it looks great. But it doesn't look like the mountain that we know. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's all I had to say about that.
Lost. The future.
Now, I can already see people being upset that they're like super pale. Because like, Sokka and Katara were like darker skinned.
Well, they're supposed to be Inuit, but it is what it is. You get actors for actors. The thing that's really
honestly like when it's like I wouldn't say it makes more sense, but like in the like northern climates, that's why people like develop paler skin, is because there's less light and all that.
Of course.
So I can see it making sense, but they were more Inuit than they were white. So
well, they were based on Inuit, but the thing that is striking me here is the voice that's speaking, because I think it's Monkey Atsu. Go back a couple seconds and listen to the voice.
What
the future? It all gets mixed up.
Oh, that's got to be the city where they meet Boomy, right?
Well, that's Amashu, yeah.
Amashi, yeah.
Which
I think that looks like a really good live action rendition of that city.
That's what I'm saying. That looks like a great Amashu. So, like, if you get the right person to play Boomy, dude, like, this is
Danny DeVito is Boomy.
This is giving me some One Piece live action vibes.
Yeah,
like there is a possibility they do a really good job with this.
Same, but I do have some like red flags. I'll go.
Oh, I'm knocking on wood 24/7 because it's one of my favorite series of all time.
One of the biggest red flags is this word right here.
Yeah, exactly. But so was that with One Piece.
Yep, sorry. Yeah.
Oh, so you haven't seen this part yet? Yeah, full screen that. Full screen that.
Okay.
That's Paul Sung-Yun Lee from Mando.
Yeah.
I think he's a good Iroh.
I'll give him a shot. As far as like just like my straight up first impressions, I'm like, okay, I can see it. I'll let him. I'm not going to criticize it. It's just, I don't know. I had this picture of Iroh in my mind, and that wasn't quite it. But the more I sit here and observe this, I don't actually think he's that bad. I think he looks like a good fit for the role.
I was gonna say I feel like he could do it because he's a really good actor. He's got a really good screen presence. When you see him in Mando, you're like, I like that guy.
Which is what Iroh should, kind of be. Like,
Yeah.
he's that, like,
he's
that
almost
presence that everyone loves.
Yeah, he's almost already playing Iroh as a character in Mando, to be honest. He's the guy who's, like, super chill, but he also knows, like, all right, I gotta put my foot down about this stuff. And it's the same character. I mean, I need to see how he portrays the character for myself. But right now, looking at this, I think he's pretty solid. But Iroh is my favorite character in The Last Airbender. So
he is. I think he's a lot of people's favorite character.
Yeah, so
him and Sokka basically stole the show.
Yeah, and then especially season 3. Like, if I can see him in season 3,
buff Iroh,
and he's like, he just goes and just blows the wall off of Ba Sing Se. Like, okay, then you got it, buddy. Then you're my guy. Well, I want to see him do the actual martial arts and fight Azula and Zuko to protect Aang in the Earth Kingdom before he goes into the prison. Like, I need to see more of, because Iroh doesn't do much in season 1. He doesn't do much fighting or anything. He fights at the end when Zhao kills the Moon Spirit. Then he instantly just, that's one of my favorite parts, is because he's like, Zhao, don't, and Zhao kills it, and then he just doesn't even say anything. He just goes straight into kicking his ass.
Yeah. Now, that's one of the things that, like, makes Iroh really, like, a great character, is he's treated like he's this sort of, like, goofy, like, kind of like simpleton-esque character. But, like, everything he's making all of these points about at some point comes to a head and is relevant in the story. And when it really comes down to it, the dude is not someone you mess with.
No.
So he's friendly and very, like, personable, but at the same time, like, he'll kick your ass.
But well, the best part about that is that there's this rumor that they mentioned throughout the show that Iroh had traveled to the spirit world and came back, and he was one of the only, like, regular humans to do so that wasn't an avatar. And the fact that he did that, like, he knows the spirits, he knows different things. That's why he is the one who killed the last dragons, but in reality faked it.
Yeah.
So he's. I have a poster on my wall that says "Make tea, not war," and it's like one of those.
I wanted to a while back. I wanted to get the shirt that was Sokka's cactus juiced. It'll.
Oh my god! Where his eyes are like he's dilated and he looks like he's tripping balls. Like, yeah, dude. Oh my god! If they do that scene in this show, I'll be happy. You have to have him and Momo just like mushroom.
Yes.
But that looks good to me. That looks like a good Iroh.
All right.
There's only one way.
All right. Good Ozai.
Oh.
Good Ozai.
The Kyoshi Warriors look good too.
Go back.
That is like perfect.
Yeah, that's supposed to be Suki.
I was gonna say, yes, it's Suki.
Yeah, and she looks great. Go back a second to the perfect Ozai.
Yeah, I see.
Perfect Ozai, dude. And that's also the guy who played what's his name from Fast and the Furious?
I've never watched any of those movies.
It's the only Asian guy. I forget the actors.
You realize how little that narrows it down.
Yeah, it doesn't. But from Tokyo Drift, but he looks absolutely perfect as Ozai.
Yeah, I think he looks like a good Ozai.
Like, that's so good. It looks like him.
Yep.
You keep it straight.
This is supposed to come like way later in the series when they're in the Fire Nation.
No, that's the Crescent Island from season 1 that he gets the message from Heibai. Remember Heibai, the like became a panda afterwards?
Yeah.
Yeah, Heibai shows him, it pokes him in the forehead and shows him that, down the line he's gonna have to go here. And this is the end of season 1, like right before the battle for the North. I want to see Roku, dude. I want to see who's playing Roku.
Always remember who you are.
That's Roku.
That's gotta be. Okay, so their effects, they look like One Piece, which I mean, One Piece, I don't think One Piece had like some like really amazing blend on their effects, but it looked good. Exactly. Like you could tell where things were like edited in using computers, but it blended with everything perfectly. And I see the same sort of aesthetics here.
The music. So that
looks good.
That's Zuko versus
Ozai. Yeah. The Agni Kai, where he gets a scar.
Yep. The Agni Kai. And I think that looked really good.
Yeah.
This, I don't quite know. I think these are the pirates. Pirates, because, then we see Zuko. That almost looks like Zuko's outfit from Zuko Alone, though. Which is weird, because that's season 2.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think this has to be right before he's about to go undercover. Like, this is after the pirates blew up his ship. And then he fakes his death. And then he sneaks in under the ice at the end of season 1. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Where he just sees the bird like on the edge, and he's like, no, and then just boom, 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 and then Iroh's like, Zuko, and like the whole ship explodes. That's what I'm guessing this is, when Zhao tried to assassinate him. So I think this is right after that. I think we're getting a scene of him training beforehand, which we didn't get in the
Either way, as far as like the bending goes, the little bits look promising.
Yeah, go back real quick. Let's see this again, because I think that looked really good. There's Azula.
I was about to say Azula. I don't know. Azula's supposed to kind of look.
She's supposed to
crazy.
Be more angular.
Yeah,
usually, but
she's supposed to look like a psycho bitch. To be honest.
Well, I mean, yeah. If that's the girl that I think it is, if that's the same actress, she does play some characters that can really like get emotional, but we're supposed to see her unravel.
Mm-hmm.
And even if this is a new actress, all she has to do is be regal for season 1 and regal for most of season 2, and then season 3 she needs to just unravel fully and just go nuts. And I mean, she attacks her 2 best friends. She loses her mind. She starts seeing her mother. And the writers themselves even said that she's schizophrenic.
Yeah, so, she's literally just like stress-induced crazy.
Exactly.
Appa looks good. Although you can kind of tell like the background here. Like it doesn't match the foreground, but
it's not that Appa's design himself and his textures don't look good. It's the way he moves that makes me go, that's CG.
Yeah, that's kind of the same. Like, and then you can kind of tell here that it like the difference that this is like a real thing. It's not CG.
Yeah. Yep. But here's the thing. 100 times better than Shyamalan's movie.
Yes.
100 times, if not thousands times better looking than Shyamalan.
Well, Shyamalan's was an abortion. It's not hard to be better than that.
Yeah. Well, I want to see what you think about Momo when he pops up in a second. Literally a second.
definitely very accurate in design. I'll give it that. About like as good as I would expect to see out of a live action adaptation of that kind of a creature.
Well, that's the other thing. It's not easy to make these creatures, and we can't expect them to look.
No, and one of the things like I like to point out about cartoons versus live action, cartoons inherently give you a little bit more of like suspension of disbelief, where you can get away with some crazy stuff in cartoons that wouldn't work in live action because once you see it in real life, you realize how goofy and nonsensical it is.
Yes, sir. 100%. And like you watched the One Piece live action, right?
Loved it, yes.
Okay, yeah, I loved it too. So this animation is the same animation for these creatures that they used for the sea monster that fought Shanks.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing. It's like there's that little bit of uncanny valley, very very slightly there.
Yes,
but it looks good enough. It looks good
to the point where you can accept it. It's not something like Captain Marvel CGI, as far as I've seen. That
God,
sticks out like a sore thumb.
Where she throws the ship into the other ship looks so bad. But like this actually looks like passable.
I would say this is good CGI. Like obviously you can point it out because there's going to be just inherent differences, but it looks good. It passes. I'm not going to complain about it.
Like with this trailer, if you're an Avatar fan, you already know going into this that it's not going to look the same. That they're going to have to embellish certain things, or they're going to have to do things the right way. Like, and they're not going to be able to fully encapsulate. Like, it's not going to look like Avatar, like the other Avatar. I mean, like with the Na'vi. Like, it's not going to look like that. Like that's got a massive freaking.
This is a Netflix show.
Budget. Yeah, exactly. So you're not going to get this crazy stuff, but for the budget that they're giving it, it looks as good as it can be. And I honestly, so far through this trailer, it looks to me like they're going all in, and
it looks like there's actual effort put into making this, is what I will say.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just, we can profit off of a cartoon fandom who's very passionate.
Or like Cowboy
Bebop. Like Cowboy Bebop, like M. Night Shyamalan, like
Death Note. Well, they did Death Note, Bleach, Cowboy Bebop, Full Metal Alchemist. They were all terrible. Like, but the One Piece was good, and this actually looks pretty good. And these kids, these actors, these actresses, they look good for the role. And they're around our age.
Oh, sorry.
No. I'm just saying they're around our age, and you know they're probably growing up with this stuff the same way that you and I were. That's it.
So February 22nd for this one, huh?
Yeah, you want to do some watch parties for it?
Hey, why not? Why not?
We should. Well, I don't know if it's going to be all dropping at once or if it's going to be weekly, but either way, we got to do at least reviews.
Yeah, well, I'm doing a review on that. I'm going to have to do a review on live action Naruto whenever that movie comes out.
Oh, well, I'm going to definitely be doing a review on
I have to defend the honor of Shippuden because, in my opinion, it's the greatest bit of.
Aren't they starting with Shippuden?
From judging by the posters, it looks like they're starting with the end of the Fourth Great Shinobi War, which is like the end of Naruto Shippuden.
Yeah, well, just do the war before Madara shows up. Like,
yeah, if they just did the Fourth Great Ninja War with Madara, you get a good Madara that sells.
You can make 3 movies out of that.
Yeah.
You can make a trilogy out of that.
So here is one of my big red flags about this series. The creators walked out on it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So
this is the like significant difference between One Piece live action, which had Eiichiro Oda literally holding everyone's feet to the fire.
You're beating me to it.
Like there is a significant difference in that. Now, judging by the material they put out, it looks good. I will still watch it. I'll give it a chance, a fair chance. I'm not going into it skeptical or spiteful of it. They have done a good job appeasing my critiques so far. But it's sad to see, like, how do you drive creators out over creative differences? There shouldn't be any creative differences with the original creators.
Well, not only just that, but they left 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We're just now getting the trailer. That's the red flag for me. Because when Oda was doing One Piece live action, Oda said, yeah, everything has to come through my desk. I have to sign off on everything. And if I don't like what you're doing, it's not happening in this. And he's handpicked the actors himself. He handpicked the writers. He handpicked all this other shit. And the fact that 2 years ago, the creators of one of the best children's shows, if you even want to eat, I don't even think it's considered a children's show, but
I count it as a children's show, but just because it's for kids doesn't mean it has no applicable messaging for an adult.
Well, it's the same thing with Clone Wars. That's what I'm saying.
Or Batman, the animated series.
Yep. And the fact that these guys worked on it first and then left, that's the one thing I'm like, they worked on it for a couple years, and then 2 years ago, they dipped out. And that's when I was like, this show's going to be terrible as soon as they left. But here's the other thing. They also created Korra.
Yeah. Well, I guess you could argue that Korra suffered from the it was supposed to be 1 season, but it turned into 4, I think, right?
Yeah, it was 4. I own it. I own Korra and Avatar. Yeah.
I haven't touched Korra because I've heard that it just doesn't live up to the hype.
There's just some really wonderful parts of Korra. Like, if anything, just look up the episodes about Avatar 1, which is like in season 2. It's the first. I want to say it's episode like 16 and 17, but I could be wrong. But I highly recommend you at least watch Avatar 1, because that's a whole 2 episodes just about the very first Avatar.
So I do want to point out what these guys basically said about why they left.
Yeah. I went over this a while ago with Roman, but I had more than
like
happy to go.
It really like strikes me as like kind of a like huge red flag in these words. So Mike and I are collaborative people. We did not need all the ideas to come from us as long as we felt those ideas were in line with the spirit and integrity of Avatar. We would have happily embraced them. However, we ultimately came to the belief that we would not be able to meaningfully guide the direction of the series.
Yep.
Basically, what that says is, to me, is there's someone over the top of them sort of being like, no, you can't do that.